Hi, it's Jules and Katie here again with our top tapping tips. So I'm Jules Vandermaat. I'm an EFT practitioner and trainer from Coffs Harbour, Australia. And Katie?
Hello, I'm Katie Walker. I'm an advanced certified EFT practitioner operating out of Perth.
And we're just doing this little 5-minute-ish Zoom together to just show some examples of different things that we work on ourselves using tapping, that we work on with friends, family members and our clients with permission. So Katie, you had something interesting this week to share.
I did. Thanks, Jules. I guess the reason for sharing this is actually it's a personal story, so how I apply tapping in my life. And I don't know about you, Jules, but do you tend to tap daily? Do you find yourself?
Look, it's very frequently, numerous times a week, not daily. Probably.
Yeah.
When things come up.
Yeah, absolutely. And that I think is really important in terms of being aware of that. But this particular example, my daughter how I am, if I'm not in a regulated state, it can go pear-shaped fairly quickly on the Monday morning. So on the Sunday night, I did some tapping, and I'm just going to show you what I actually tapped on and then the effect of that. So I was laying in bed and I thought, okay, how am I feeling about tomorrow morning? And essentially my setup statement was, thinking about waking up tomorrow, knowing how it's going to be, I feel anxious in my chest. I accept myself and how I feel. Even though just thinking about tomorrow morning and how Ruby might wake up, she might not want to go to school, and just thinking about that makes me feel anxious in my chest. I deeply and completely accept myself and how I feel. So think about Monday and how Rubes might be when she wakes up. She might not want to go to school and it might be hard, and thinking about that makes me feel anxious in my chest. I deeply and completely accept myself and how I feel anyway. And then I just tapped on feeling anxious, feeling anxious, feeling anxious, feeling anxious. Obviously not as quickly. Feeling anxious, feeling anxious, feeling anxious, feeling anxious. Now, interestingly, as I did that, I was very aware of this memory that came up for me, which was actually a high school memory of when I was going to be at school, and it was one of my classmates for my lazy eye, and I worked on that memory. So I tapped on that memory and how that made me feel. So I went back to it. It must have been 13 or 14. But I just thought, wow, that's very interesting. So there were times when I didn't like going to school. And then what I know, right? And what then proceeded on Monday when I woke up, I did another tap, just thinking about me going up. Like she woke up that she wasn't sometimes she'll say no and shy away from it. Other times she'll be open to it. But today she was that day she was open to it. And so we tapped on. I said to her, what are you actually feeling? And she just said that she was feeling funny in her tummy. And so we just tapped on that feeling of her feeling funny in her tummy. And then we used another regulating tool that she had learnt about in terms of this beautiful invisible balloon that she pops a negative memory or thought into, and then a positive, and then releases it. And long story short, Jules, the morning went beautifully smoothly, and it was delightful. Like, it was really lovely. And I just said to her, it's so important to be able to acknowledge how you feel. And this amazing tool of tapping, we can work through that. So I was in a calm state, she was in a calm state, and it was just a really good morning. So
excellent.
Yeah. And I think the important thing there, Jules, is really when we're working on our own stuff, the energetic impact on others is powerful.
Oh, absolutely. And don't you just see it, like I just see that all the time working with clients as well, like that when they're tapping on their own stuff and their issues with the other people that they live with or work with, then they'll come back and they'll be like, you won't believe what happened. I was so angry at mum, blah, blah, blah. And then she was completely different to how I expected she would be. And it's like, because you tapped on it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's so good with others. So
and can I ask you, so did you go back and end up sort of focusing on that memory specifically, even though we're just over our 5 minutes, but have you or did you just sort of put that on a little in a journal, something to come back to?
No. I actually tapped that night on that memory, which is what I do. If I'm tapping on something that's just a general feeling in that moment, very aware of the memories that do come up, because that's the important part, being specific, as we've referred to before. So
excellent.
Yeah. So
good. So you're able to just pop that up for later and come back to it. Is that what you did?
No. Okay. I did it. I tapped on it there and
then.
you
did it at the time?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. At the time.
Great. Excellent.
All
right. And how long would that have taken you, do you reckon, to do that sort of from start to finish?
I'm going to say, and this was actually whilst I was laying down in bed, probably 10, 15 minutes.
Right. So that's a great example of just how much you can kind of achieve with 10 minutes of tapping.
Absolutely.
All right. I think we'll leave that there.
Thanks,
for sharing,
Jules.
Katie.
See you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.